Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. So, I feel like there's some things to talk about first before we get into this episode. First of all, I'm so sorry that I missed last week. This is episode 8. We're almost on episode 10. Which I feel like I haven't even recorded that many episodes yet. But this is episode 8. And up until this point, I have now missed 2 weeks. Well, I'll say a week and a half because I don't think the first week counts. 2 weeks of uploading episodes. It makes me really upset if we're being honest. I missed 2 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago? Was it really 3 weeks ago? I don't think it was 3 weeks ago. Honestly, it might have been. I don't even know at this point. I missed 1 week because I lost the episode. I had no audio. We're not going to talk about it. It still triggers me. I lost the episode. I had no audio. I couldn't upload it. And then the following, the week after that, I posted 2 episodes to make up for you guys because I hated the fact that I had an episode. I had it all planned. And it fell through. There was nothing I could do about it. So I was like, you know what? We'll post 2 that week. And then I missed last week because I was sick. You could probably still hear it in this episode. I'm so sorry if I don't sound right, don't sound the same, sound kind of annoying because I'm still a little congested, but yeah, so I missed last week because I literally had no voice. I had no, I'm not even I sounded like this. No, I had no voice. There was no shot at me even attempting to record an episode, even if I felt good enough to. I didn't really feel, I didn't have it in me to sit here and record an episode for an hour. I was actually quite ill. I just had a cold, but I felt awful. It was awful. I had, like I said, no voice. There was no mustering sitting here and recording for you guys for an hour. I do apologize, but we're back. I don't want to say better because we're not fully there yet, but much better than we were. I'll give you that. But yeah, so I'm actually, as I'm sitting here recording this, debating if I want to put up 2 episodes again this coming week. The week this drops, debating on putting up 2 episodes again just to, I don't know, I hate when I do this to myself because part of me is no, it's okay. I took the break. I was sick. We're fine. But part of me is oh my God, I feel really bad that I missed another week. I want to put out another episode. So I'm debating. I put it up on the Girls Gotta Talk podcast Instagram story about whether or not you guys would want 2 episodes again. So hopefully you guys voted on that. I can't even say go vote because by the time you hear this, the voting will be done and you may or may not have 2 episodes this week. I wasn't going to mention it, but in case there is one, you're welcome. If not, I don't know why I didn't at this point, but I'm sorry there isn't a second one. I'm actually kind of leaning towards putting one up, but we'll see if I strictly have the time to sit and record another one. It is currently 9:45 on a Friday night. What else would I rather be doing on a Friday night than recording a podcast? I'm actually perfectly okay with this. I love it. This is a vibe. But yeah, so with that being said, my intentions for this week are actually to get completely over whatever I have left. It is just a little bit of congestion, but I haven't really been taking anything except for NyQuil to try to get through this, which clearly I don't want to say isn't working, but I probably could be taking something a little better to help me through the day, if that makes sense. So maybe my intention should be to find medicine, to take medicine. My intention actually probably should have been to go to a doctor, but I don't really like the doctor. So here we are still struggling, but whose fault is that? Mine. It's okay. So my intentions is to fully get over whatever I have, find some medicine, do whatever I got to do to get over it because I'm tired of being sick. And honestly, within the next couple weeks, I'm probably going to get sick again. JJ comes home from the daycare every week with like something new that he just shares with Julian and I. So fun times. Speaking of that, the other thing we probably have to talk about before this episode gets started, if you guys do follow our Alyssa and Julian podcast, just kidding. Instagram is what I meant to say. That's kind of awkward. If you still follow, it's not called Alyssa and Julian anymore on Instagram. Julian had taken over the Instagram to post his clips. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like Julian... I don't know. It's some kind of VODs thing. If you still followed us and you see like a random name, that's what it is. It has changed over. We posted on there the story. Julian and I did go our separate ways. A lot of people thought it actually meant, well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say a lot of people thought it meant internet stuff, social media stuff. That has been like that for a little while now. So to put it in other words, Julian and I broke up. It's not a prank. It's not a joke. It's real life, but we're not going to get into that. This might come back as a podcast episode. I'm still kind of debating if I really want to go and do all that, because it is obviously going to be a sore subject. I know it's going to get really deep, really personal. I'll have to be like really vulnerable to like speak and in general and put it out there, but that might be an upcoming episode. We'll see, we'll talk. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that is another, elephant in the room right now. Anyway, streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcasts, or we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Everything is in the description below. If you are, actually, that's kind of a lie. All of my socials are in the description below if you are here on YouTube. If you do go on the podcast Instagram, there is a link that'll bring you to everywhere that you can stream the podcast, including YouTube. So everything's not in the description, but it is in the description, bio, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram. So go check it out. Follow us over there. I try to get you guys involved in some stuff, whatever I can. I like to have you guys involved. So I do like to post stories on there. I do feel annoying sometimes because I feel like I post like too much, but I don't know. That's kind of like a not sorry moment. But anyways, can we also just talk one more thing before we get into this episode? Daylight savings time for the fall has begun. It was actually supposed to be around the time that I was originally going to post this episode, which was last week. But with me being sick, this episode is going up a week later. So we've been through it for a week now. It now is the time of the season where it gets dark at like 4 p.m., 4:30, maybe like 5 p.m. actually. And I hate it. I hate this time of year. I hate that it gets dark so early. It throws me off on what time it is during the day. I don't know. I just hate it. I hate it. I just wanted to mention it. I just wanted to let you know that I don't like it. But it has been sprung on us, which also means that like, I feel like when this time comes, it officially means, even though it's not like by Google or like the calendar, that it's now winter. It's not even fall anymore. It has almost come straight to winter. I hate it. I hate this time. I like the fall. I like it dark, not at like 3 p.m. But I guess we've got to work with what we got. Anyways, so my inspiration behind this episode, if you will, when you have like those like childhood memories of like, I don't know, things you loved as a kid, like absolutely obsessed with, loved, a go-to, like what you always wanted, like your favorite things. I thought it would be fun to kind of think of all those things, not necessarily childhood, just I kind of did like it in general, but put it into different categories. So I thought I would sit here for, honestly, I'm really hoping this episode is not an hour long, because if I'm going to sit here for an hour and talk about like my go-tos, I don't know. I don't really want to. I feel like that's not really necessary, but I put all my go-tos into different categories, and I thought I would share them with you guys, share the little background stories, share the little whatever comes with it. When I did my, if you know, you know, what I call my podcast research, I wish I knew who I got these episodes from. Like, I really wish I could remember what podcast I was going through when I like found all these different things, like all these, whatever they did, he, she, I don't even know because I don't remember the freaking podcast name. Anyways, I went through this one podcast and was looking at what they did for topics. And I don't remember if they like had this specific one or something around it, but it's basically just go-tos, what I looked for, like for certain times, certain places, certain foods. I don't know. We'll get into it as we go into it. But I do have a few categories. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 that I decided, oh my God. I decided I could list my go-tos, what I want from these things, what I look for from these things type of situation. So I don't know, without further ado and like talking about it, I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again. We're just gonna get right into it. The first category I had was dinner. The first thing that I have is penne alla vodka. I feel like I said that really weird, but anyways, this is kind of funny to me because growing up, my mom always, every time you could be like, oh, what's for dinner? Oh, what are we going to have for dinner? Oh, what's for dinner tomorrow? Or what's for dinner tonight? Blah, blah, blah. It always ended up being pasta. Pasta, pasta, pasta in some way, shape, or form. Pasta. And not going to lie, I hated it. I hated hearing that word. I hated hearing that we were having pasta. I mean, unless it was like chicken parm and spaghetti, I was completely fine with that. If we were just having spaghetti or just like, I hated hearing it. We had it so much when I was growing up. I thought that for the rest of my life, like especially if I moved out, I would never have pasta again in my life. But here I am keeping boxes, making sure I have boxes in this apartment because it's quick and easy, and I've come to love it. I don't know how it made a full circle in my life. I really thought that like if I saw another box of pasta, it'd be too soon. But spaghetti, not necessarily spaghetti and meatballs or spaghetti and, I haven't had chicken parm in a while. So like honestly, that would kind of smack if I did make that. But just spaghetti in general have become my new favorite things. Like if I don't know what I want, I feel like I'll just take out a box of spaghetti and I'll have it for dinner. It'll be amazing each and every time. And then leftovers the following day, I swear to you, spaghetti, well, not necessarily spaghetti, just pasta in general, the next day, I swear is as good as it was if I made it like that night. If that makes sense. Did I say that right? Pasta the next day is still as good as pasta like from when you make it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't make the rules, but it's just as good. It's amazing. And penne alla vodka has been, honestly, I would prefer that over just like regular spaghetti and like the red sauce type of spaghetti. But I don't know what it is. It's so good, and I crave it sometimes. Like sometimes I don't even know I want pasta, but then I'll like, if I look in the cabinet and for some reason like don't have any, I genuinely get really upset, and then I'll want it so bad until like I can make it again, until the next time I can go to the store, grab some, come home, make it. I don't know. I honestly think it's pretty like ironic. I I never thought I'd say that literally ever in my life, but here we are. The next thing I had under the same category, so still under dinner, if I'm not having pasta, is either a burrito or quesadillas. Mexican food is hands down my favorite type of food. I love burritos. I honestly think I would like a burrito over a quesadilla, but sometimes a quesadilla is just another quick and easy, or just it sounds really good. I go to Moe's all the time. All the freaking time. Literally, not even that. My go-to, if we're being honest, for some, normally quesadillas, if not a little burrito. If you know, you know. I'm a sucker for Taco Bell. Taco Bell is my favorite place probably on the face of the earth. But that is definitely an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I love Taco Bell. Their tacos, their quesadillas, their burritos, their Crunchwrap Supreme, their nachos. I don't know what it is. I can go for Taco Bell almost anytime. That's definitely, I feel like it'd be kind of embarrassing to say it's my weakness, but I guess we'll say that quickly and move on. The next category I had was snacks. I have mentioned this before. I don't know if it's necessarily been on this podcast, if you know. I know I've done an episode talking about like I think it was in a monthly favorites. I don't think it was in this podcast. It was in the one previous. If you're coming from that, but I thought it was the weirdest thing until I actually tried it myself. I think I mentioned that my brother was eating it or something like that. Peanut butter and banana. Bro, let me explain it to you for a second. So I thought it was the weirdest combination, like I just said. I thought it was the weirdest thing, and I'm like, why would you mix those two? That is crazy. But I think he was eating like a piece of bread with peanut butter on it and like cut up part of a banana and like put it on like pieces. You know, does that make sense? And I was like, what are you eating? Like, what? Like, to me, it like kind of baffled me. And I was like, no, that can't be good. Correction. It's amazing. I tried it. So I'll like toast a couple pieces of bread sometimes, put some peanut butter on it, you know, put some banana on it, snack. If I don't feel like having it kind of like I don't want to say a sandwich because I don't put it together, but if I don't want to do it like that, I will just put peanut butter, like scoop peanut butter out of the container, put it on a plate, cut up a banana, put the banana pieces on a plate, and just kind of dip it, if that makes sense. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it sounds gross. To me, like, it still is a weird combination. Don't get me wrong. But it's one of those things where it's like don't knock it till you try it. You know, people are like, oh, don't knock it till you try it. Oh, don't judge it until you try it. Like that type of thing. I'd have to be on the bandwagon with that one of don't knock it till you try it. I don't know what it is. It's amazing. It's a great snack. I don't want to say it's filling, but like for the meantime, it's filling. Like if you just need a quick go-to, like that's definitely your move. Another thing that I had for snacks, I don't even know if this counts as a snack. I feel like I could be eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, honestly, anytime during the day. Cereal. Honestly, that's all I have to say. Cereal was probably, I have to say, one of my biggest. I don't know why. We'll see how he is when he grows up. But cereal was one of my biggest cravings when I was pregnant. I don't have anything to say. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what it was. Preferably, so right now I kind of jumped through a few things. When I was pregnant, preferably Frosted Flakes. I really wanted cereal, and I specifically wanted Frosted Flakes. I kid you not, I would go to the store and buy like family size boxes and finish them myself. in like a day. I wish I was joking. There have definitely been times where I've gotten like the large, okay, a regular size box, forget about it. Give me like an hour, honestly. At that point, I'd have it gone. A large box, give me to the end of the night. Like, depending on when I'm eating it, which honestly could have been like any time during the day, but a large box, by the end of the night, I probably had that gone. Like, if not, it was like one little bowl the next morning and then it was gone. Family, honestly, give me like 2 days, a day and a half. It was like I never bought a box of cereal. I don't know what it was. Cereal was my thing when I was pregnant. I don't know what it was. It's not even like Frosted Flakes are like sweet or like, I mean, they're probably sugary, but I don't know. Frosted Flakes. Someone mentioned Frosted Flakes one day, and I swear to you, it's what I lived by my whole pregnancy. That's all I wanted was Frosted Flakes. Sometimes, what is it called? Lucky Charms. Sometimes Lucky Charms was actually what I really wanted. But I would say, honestly, I would go as far as 95% of the time, I wanted Frosted Flakes. To this day, actually, now that I think about it, ever since I gave birth, I don't know when the last time I've had Frosted Flakes was. Not saying it got me sick of them, because I definitely could go for some right now that I'm thinking and talking about it. But ever since I've had JJ, which has been a year and a half now. That's actually another crazy thing to think about. But a whole year and a half later, I don't know when the last time I had Frosted Flakes was. Huh. Honestly, I think I'm going to the store tomorrow. I might have to get some Frosted Flakes because now your girl could go for some Frosted Flakes. Anyways, the next thing I had for my go-to category was places. Honestly, major thing, first and foremost, definitely home. I'm such a homebody. I like to be at home. I like to do things at home. I could work at home. Live, obviously, at home. What? I don't know, like every time I want to do something, like I want to be home. Like even if I went out to get some of these things for dinner or something, I'd want to probably eat it at home. Like I'm not a big like eat in a restaurant type of person. I'll do it. It's not like I'm like, I mean, I feel like I have like a lot of social anxiety. So like sitting out in like really busy places or something like that, like no, I'm probably freaking out on the inside, but I'll sit there. Like it's not like the end of the world, but I'd really rather prefer to have takeout. Like I'd rather go to a place, pick it up, bring it home, eat it at home. I probably already had a mini panic attack placing the food, like calling it in. Because do I want to call? No, I don't. I have anxiety. Like I don't want to do that. If I called in the food, I definitely want to be eating at home because no, I'm probably already freaking out. I don't like being on the phone. I don't want to call it in. I'm a 5-year-old. I don't care. So I'm such a homebody. I like to be at home. I like to be in my own little space. I like to be in my own little world here. So that's definitely my first go-to for places. My second go-to, if you follow me on any type of social media, I've probably sent it on Snap. I've probably like Snapchat. I've probably posted it on my Instagram story. I've definitely posted it on Snapchat stories. Honestly, I say any type of social media, like I don't post it on just two. It's probably been in my YouTube videos. If you saw my comeback to YouTube, my Q&A, I literally recorded that video at this spot because it's just my favorite. And I knew like that's where I wanted to sit. What? Okay. So, all right, time out. If you are listening, you're probably like, what the heck just happened? If you're watching, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if it popped up on your screen like it just did mine, but I use OBS on Julian's computer to record this podcast because I don't have a laptop of my own. And like OBS, like he has it set up for me. Like I just kind of pressed start record. But like something just popped up that blah 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 just subscribed. So it probably just subscribed to Julian's channel, like the like old reaction channel, but now it's like Julian's reaction channel. And it came up on the screen and it really it just threw me off, and now it just started playing music. I don't even know if you heard that music. I don't know if you either saw or heard any of this. So if you didn't, I'm so sorry for this intermission right here. But I'm so confused. Anyways, what was I even talking about? What am I on? Place? Oh. So if you go on my YouTube channel, if you watch the comeback that I made to YouTube, that Q&A of where I've been, like what's been going on, blah, 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 I recorded that video at that spot. I knew that's where I wanted to sit to record that video. I feel like this is kind of like I don't know, I don't want to be mean, but for privacy reasons, like, I don't want y'all to come and find me. I'm gonna keep the name out of it. But that place, if I've sent it to you, I've probably sent it to you with the location. You know what I'm talking about. It's a place with water. If you know, you know. That is hands down one of my favorite places to go to. I go to it literally to this day, even though like I go and it's like 40 degrees. And like I said, it's by water. So that makes it like 10 times colder. I don't know what it is. Like sitting there listening to the water during the day, it's super nice. I've been watching a lot of sunsets there recently. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. Or I even go at night sometimes, which just makes it even worse because it's so much colder. But just like sitting there and like hearing the water, hearing the waves, I don't know what it is. It's peaceful. It really brings me like a peace of mind. I'm obsessed with it ever since I've been told about it and like saw it for the first time. It's been my go-to. I love going there. I actually hated being so far from it when we lived like in our house. I'm not even going to say where because, privacy, but when I lived there, it was even farther away than it is now. Right now it's not that far, but like it's not, I don't know. I don't want to say it's not close because it is close. But anyways, I'm just glad that I'm 10 times closer to it because now I can go to it more often and it brings me so much joy. But I keep like coughing. I didn't realize that. Like, am I not good to record this episode? Oh my God. I thought it was better, but now that I'm sitting here talking, probably just drying my throat. I got a coffee this morning and I didn't finish it before I went to work, so I put it in the fridge. And am I drinking it right now? Absolutely. Is it probably the best idea I've ever had? Absolutely not. But am I going to do it anyways? Yes. So thank God we got this here with us. But I'm going to actually have to listen to this episode and edit it because y'all don't probably want to hear me hacking up my lung right now. But anyways, the next thing funny. Ha! That was a really good unintended segue into this next, what is it called? Category. Because the next category we're talking about is coffee. I'm so smart sometimes without even trying to be smart. So my coffee order actually, I'm impressed with myself that I even did that. Is coffee. So I do have it from Dunkin' and Starbucks because I do have a couple drinks from both that are like go-tos. It just kind of depends on where I feel like spending money that day. Normally it's Dunkin', but sometimes I do, go for the treat yourself option and go to Starbucks because Starbucks is a lot more expensive. I was going to say a little, but let's be real. So my normal iced coffee go-to is just a typical iced coffee with almond milk. I actually don't even know why I get almond milk. It's not like I have any allergy or any reason to not drink milk. I can't sit here and just drink a cup of milk. I think that's disgusting. But milk in my coffee, like, I don't know, it's fine. It's normal. I can have milk. I think, honestly, my brother had gotten a coffee one day, which I'm going to talk about in a second because 'tis the season for it. with almond milk, and I tried it and it didn't really taste any different to me. So I just kind of, from that day, just always got like that drink. Like I said, we'll talk about it in a second, with almond milk. But now I just get all my other coffees with almond milk for literally no reason, but I love it. I think it tastes good. I don't know. I could get it with milk if I wanted to. I used to get my coffees with milk and sugar, but now I like changed the whole game. But it's just a typical iced coffee with almond milk and caramel swirl. Or caramel iced coffee with almond milk. I don't know. However you want to word it. But it's just caramel iced coffee. And then add almond milk. I don't know. That's just basic. That's just all I get. There's nothing really special to it. But, or the one I'm drinking right now, actually, wow, this was so good. Anyways, is an iced chai latte again. Well, actually, the one I'm drinking right now just has straight milk. If you order it on the app, it just automatically comes with milk. But I normally change it and change the dairy to almond milk. And then I add caramel to this as well. If you know, I'm not a big, I'm going to say this in my next, like this drink and then one from Starbucks is you're going to be like, Alyssa, what? I'm not a big cinnamon person. If I have cinnamon either in or on anything, I need something to kind of counteract it because I don't want to just sit here tasting straight up cinnamon. So because there's cinnamon in the chai, I get caramel swirl because then part of me tastes the caramel more than I taste the cinnamon. That sounds like a girl math moment. It probably is, but I don't know. I just like it a lot better. If I just had just a chai latte, I don't think I would like it as much. So I do add caramel into it. But right now, like I said before, 'tis the season. Another iced coffee, peppermint mocha. Peppermint mocha with almond milk. I wait all year for this. When I think it was November 1st, October 31st, November 1st. I don't know, somewhere in that region. It was the day before Starbucks came out with theirs. And I think Starbucks came out on the 2nd, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to go with November 1st. They came out with the peppermint mocha like flavor. They have all their like new seasonal flavors. I get so excited. I don't know what it is. I am really not a chocolate person. I think it's another thing where like the peppermint kind of counteracts the chocolate. So I'm literally obsessed because I love peppermint. Oh my God. If you haven't tried it, you need to. Iced peppermint mocha iced coffee. You can add whatever you want to yours. You could add any dairy you want. I prefer it with almond milk personally, but I think it's the greatest thing in the world. So then from Starbucks, I've been getting the iced brown sugar shaken espresso with 2 pumps of cinnamon dolce syrup. Now, hear me out. Again, with the cinnamon. To me, I actually heard this recipe from one of the people I watch on YouTube. Her name is Hannah Elise. She talked about it a bunch of times, so I decided to actually try it. Again, greatest thing I've ever had in my life. The thing with this one is because of the cinnamon dolce syrup, I do add a little bit to it, but to me, I taste more of the brown sugar from the brown sugar, shaken espresso. Oh, wait a minute. I don't even think I said this right. It has oat milk in it. I haven't had oat milk. I didn't know if I would like oat milk. I don't taste it and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. This must be the oat milk. I actually love it. So personally, I think if I got oat milk in my coffees as well, I would like it. I think oat milk is a lot thicker than almond milk. Am I right? Could someone correct me? Could someone justify that? Is that correct? Oat milk is thicker than almond milk? I honestly have no idea. I don't know where I got that from. It just kind of popped in my head. And as I was saying it, I was like, wait, where did I even get this from? But I think it's a iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso is what it's called. But anyways, I taste more of the brown sugar than I do the cinnamon, which is why I think those two flavors are good together, because like the brown sugar oversteps the cinnamon, which I'm okay with. So, but that is really good. Again, if you haven't tried it, I suggest that you do. Shout out to her for putting it on her YouTube videos, because without that, I would never have found this or even attempted to try it. Another original I get from Starbucks is just the iced blonde vanilla latte. That I just get it however it's made on the app. I don't change any dairy in that one or anything. I just order it, and however it comes, it comes. That is something I really love. That was probably one of the first like coffees, if you will, I've tried from Starbucks, and it's been a go-to for years now. That is definitely one of the most basic things from there, but it's so good. The next thing I have, we're going to fly through this one because this one's going to be such an unpopular opinion. My favorite movie, go-to, Titanic. I don't know. Do I have 3 hours to sit and watch it? Absolutely. I will make 3 hours to sit and watch it because I love that movie. I don't know. Roast me if you want. A lot of people are like, that movie's dumb. I hate that movie. How do you sit and watch that movie? Why is it so long? It's pointless. Whatever. I don't know. That's my hands down favorite movie. I can probably quote it front to back for you if you really want. We could watch it. You can mute it, and I'll just kidding. That'd be really annoying. I'd probably annoy myself if I did that, but I don't know. Favorite movie, go to Titanic. Next, TV shows. So, Gilmore Girls, I think I mentioned in, I don't even know what episode it was, but I know it was recent. I mentioned that it's such like a fall vibe, so I'm glad I refound it in this season, but that has been a recent go-to. It's been a go-to for probably a couple years. I have not finished Gilmore Girls. I have not been through the whole thing. But I don't know. I just think it's a go-to. It's a classic. Everyone should watch it at least once. I can't wait to go through it and be one of those people that has watched it at least once. But I don't know. I'm really excited. I love that I found it again. I love that it's what I've been wanting to watch, what I've been watching lately. It's amazing. The next one I might get roasted on, but honestly, I don't really care. One of my go-to TV shows since it came out and played on, I think it was honestly, it had to be like ABC. Is it ABC Family? Is that what it was? It's called Freeform now, I think it is. But what was it called before that? I don't know why ABC Family just came in mind, but I think that's what it was called. Pretty Little Liars, I'd say, is a pretty underrated show. I don't know what it is. That's my go-to. That's my fall asleep show. That's my, I need something on in the background, but like it has to be something where I don't have to sit and watch it because I have 10 million other things to do. Pretty Little Liars. I don't know. Come at me, childish. I don't know what it is. I think it's a good show if you're just like want to watch a show. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Next, so the last, I keep forgetting the word category. Am I okay? Anyways, the next category that I had, the last category that I have is podcast. I don't know why that came out so weird. I'm so sorry if you heard that. Podcast. I, of course, had to make a go-to for the podcast that I listen to. Podcast. I actually have podcasts that I listen to kind of on a daily basis. Kind of just, these are my favorites. And ones I want to start listening to because I haven't yet. But Cimarelli podcast has honestly been one of my favorites. I do love listening to theirs. I haven't listened to them in a little bit. I definitely have to catch up on a couple episodes, but I do love their podcast. Digital Diary. I feel like I said that weird. Digital Diary with Hannah Elise. She's my go-to YouTube watcher. Oh my God, I should have put in YouTube as a category. Anyways, I don't know why I just thought of that. I'm so stupid. Hannah Elise is definitely one of my go-to, not even one, she's definitely top go-to YouTube if I want to watch YouTube videos. So she made a podcast. Super excited when I heard that. Oh my God. So she's definitely, I'm probably behind on a couple that I have to catch up on, but her podcast is definitely one of my go-to podcasts. Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. Definitely one of my go-to podcasts. I haven't listened to a lot of hers, but the episodes I have listened to, like, I love. I don't know what it is, but just listening to Emma talk for some reason, I enjoy it. I really like her YouTube videos when she posts like her vlogging of traveling and all this stuff. I really enjoy listening to her podcast, so I definitely have to get more into hers. But like I said, with the episodes I have listened to, I've loved. Another one that this actually was in my want to start listening to category, but I just recently like started listening, and I swear I do like 2 episodes a day now. I'm obsessed. Dropouts podcast. I don't even know what to say about it, but I love it. Julian sent me an episode to listen to the other day, and I kind of listened to it. That's a whole situation. I cried. Anyways, I've listened to a couple more. I swear, from the time he sent me that one episode, I've listened to like 2 episodes a day. I definitely listen to one, if not another one, depending on the day and when I have time. But Dropouts, definitely one of my favorite podcasts right now. Like I said, I don't even know what to say, but I'm obsessed. I love it so much. But the category I have for want to start listening to, like I said, Dropouts was actually in that when I meant to record this episode, which like is a week later because of me missing a week. But I just started listening to that, so that's now in like my top podcasts, whatever. Brighter Side by Bobby Maris, I do want to start listening to. I love Bobby. I love his YouTube videos. Love him like as a person. I definitely want to start listening to his podcast. I haven't yet. And also, same thing, So Far So Good with Jess and Gabe. Love their videos. Love them and their cute little fam they got now. But I do want to start listening to their podcast as well. Those are the 2 that I haven't really gotten into. If you have any recommendations for podcasts I should listen to, or the ones that you love, definitely either DM them to me on Instagram or leave them in the comments of this video if you're watching on YouTube or something. I definitely want to know. I definitely want to get more good podcasts like flowing through my headphones. That's weird. I do want to get more podcasts. I don't even know how to say this. Like, how do I even word this? I want to listen to more. I guess I could have just said that. I want to listen to more. I like going through different podcasts. Like I said, that's where I get a lot of my topics from that I think I could talk about for at least like 30 minutes. But I do want to start listening to more. I want to start like seeing new people, hearing new ones. So if you do have any recommendations, like I said, leave them in the comments of this video or DM me on Instagram, the Girls Gotta Talk pod. Well, Girls Gotta Talk _pod on Instagram. But that's all I have for this episode. Like I said, I don't know if we're getting 2 this week. I'm going to try my very hardest, but honestly, recording this one, I didn't know how freaking hard it would be. My throat got like so dry. I'm going to actually have to edit this one and like edit out me coughing all the time. But if I can get through another one, I definitely will record another one soon. Have 2 up for you guys. You guys will see it on the podcast Instagram story. So make sure you are following that Instagram. Like I said, everything is in the description below if you're on here on YouTube. But that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you stayed to the end, I love you so much. Thank you guys for all the support on this. And like I said, sorry for missing last week, but we're kind of better back, trying to get back on top of things. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in next week's episode. Bye.